If you're comparing landscaping estimating software in 2026, do not let anybody win with a pretty proposal. The estimate has one job: turn labor, materials, equipment, subcontractors, overhead, and margin into work your crew can execute, and then tell you where it was wrong. So I'm comparing Jobber, LMN, Aspire, and fieldcamp with the same landscape job, and I will name a winner for the cost model, proposal, production handoff, actual cost feedback, and configurable estimating workflow. Here's the job. We have a 600 square foot paver patio, an 80 plant bed, and an irrigation subcontractor. Labor's 160 crew hours at a loaded cost of $38 an hour. So $6,080. Materials are $13,500. Equipment is $2,400. The subcontractor is $2,000, and overhead recovery is $3,000. So the total estimated cost is around $26,908. At a 30% gross margin, the selling price needs to be around $38,000. Then the customer adds a 2800 lighting option, and the crew actually finishes at 184 hours with $700 of extra material. Let's start with the cost model. Jobber stores unit cost and price, labor cost from timesheets and expenses. LMN documents production rates, labor burden, equipment, materials, subcontractors, and overhead recovery tied to the company budget. Aspire uses production kits with approved margins and markups. fieldcamp Smart Kits calculate component quantities and prices from a driven quantity, area and depth, with recipe, rounding, and margin logic. That is useful for pavers, base material, oil, or mulch, but I did not verify budget-driven overhead recovery. LMN still wins the full cost model section. Now let's talk about what the customer sees. Jobber has optional items, approvals, signatures, follow-ups, and images. LMN has automated proposals and portal approval. Aspire supports e-signature and change orders. fieldcamp has multi-option estimates, reusable option templates, online approval, rejection or change requests, and only the approved option carries into the job. All four can present scope, but for proposal speed and optional scope, Jobber wins. The lighting option is a useful stress test because an option is not the same thing as a change after approval. Before approval, I want the customer to compare the base patio against the patio plus lighting without duplicating the entire estimate. After approval, I want a controlled change that preserves what was originally sold. Jobber and fieldcamp both document customer-facing options. Aspire explicitly documents change orders. LMN keeps proposals connected to the estimate and production plan. In a live demo, ask each vendor to add the same 2800 option, approve only that version, and show exactly what the crew and job cost record inherit. But here's where estimating gets serious. What happens after approval? Jobber converts the quote into a scheduled job. LMN creates a job plan tied to scheduling and crew time. Aspire turns the one bit into work tickets, crew material lists, and purchasing. fieldcamp expenses market into price component rows, carries approved line items and pricing into the job, then carries added labor and materials into the invoice. Aspire wins the landscape-specific production handoff. For a configurable, calculated package workflow, fieldcamp wins this category. Now the final test: 184 hours instead of 160, plus $700 of extra material. Jobber calculates profit from line items, labor, and expenses with documented recurring and double counting limitation. LMN Professional tracks estimated versus actual hours plus equipment, material, vendor, and subcontractor cost. Aspire fits real-time labor and material costs into future estimates. fieldcamp rolls actual labor, materials, expenses, equipment cost, income, job cost, and profit across project visits, but it didn't verify a direct variance report for every original assumption. LMN wins actual versus estimated feedback. But let's talk about price. Jobber Grow starts at $149 a month for one annual billing user. LMN starts at $297, while Professional starts at $648 and adds real-time job costing. Aspire is custom priced with unlimited users. fieldcamp Pro is $249 monthly or $199 a month on annual billing for 3 users, including estimates and job cost tracking. Smart Kits is an add-on, so confirm the total value before giving fieldcamp the value win. So here's my verdict. Choose Jobber for the easiest, customer-friendly quote to job path. Choose Aspire when estimates must become landscape work, tickets, purchasing, crews, and commercial reporting. Choose fieldcamp when area or depth-driven calculated packages need to flow into a configurable job. scheduling, and cost system. But if the question is which landscaping software most clearly protects production rates, overhead, and estimated versus actual assumptions, Element is my overall winner for 2026. Before you sign anything, rebuild one completed job in each demo with your real labor burden, production rate, material cost, subcontractor, overhead, and final crew hours. If the software cannot explain the difference between your estimate and your actual, it is a quote maker, not an estimating system. Be safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.